Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another gaming stream here on Anime-Zing Radio. Tonight, we're trying a new game that I just got recently, but haven't played yet. I've played a lot of the other Sid Meier Civilizations games, but this is the first time that I've actually tried to play 6. So I'm curious to see how this goes. And this should be a lot of fun. Hello, Ross. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Getting away from the supermarket simulator tonight because I want to try a different game. And I've got to do some adjustments here. Master volume, turn that down. Turn the music off. Sound effects down. Granted, you guys can't hear the sounds, but do that. Gonna do a single player. Let's create a game. What are the different people we have? Random leader. We have France, Cleopatra, Gandhi. We have Pedro, Peter. It's been an interesting week. Been kind of a slow week work-wise, so I've been, and plus we've been dealing with a lot of hot weather and then rain weather, and also yesterday was my sister's birthday, so spent some time with her. She was out for mass, so the whole family got together and kids got to go playing in the pool. So I say let's just do a random leader. Game difficulty. Let's go for the easiest one since this is the first time I've ever played. I see lots of different stuff. Thank you very much. They have a random, I guess it's like, shuffle. That way it's kind of a random thing. Map size will go standard. Game modes, barbarian. I think we'll leave it at that. This should be very interesting to see what happens. There is a chance Darren might join us tonight. I'm not sure. It all depends on his work schedule if he gets home in time. And let's start the game and see what happens. I have no idea what the controls are. I have not looked into this game at all. Like I said, I've played this game like Civ 5, Civ 6, or Civ 5, 4, 3. I enjoyed playing a lot of these Civilization games, so we'll see what happens. So, Scythian Empire. I have no idea who this is. All right, new to Civ 6. So we're going to want to settle, let's see, found city, move, skip turn, sleep. We've got some supplies around us. There's horses, stone, deer. I think that's a good place to settle. Warrior. We have unit needs orders. So this guy, let's have him start out this way, and we can see more of the world. We've got to choose production. Builder, a scout, warrior, slinger, monument. Darren, if you make it here tonight, Ross will buy you a soft taco. Now we get to choose the research. Pottery is always good because it gives you the granary, which helps you with the food. Sailing is good for future, but we don't really have any water outside of the river, so that's not going to do much right now. Mining will do wonders to help with different stuff. Astrology, that's something new. Could get you Stonehenge. Animal husbandry is good because you have the ivory and stuff. So let's start with the animal husbandry to start. And let's see what happens from here. Inspiration. Having discovered another continent, we realize there is a wide world of trading opportunities. So that's interesting. It kind of shows you what's around you a little bit, but you can't really see anything else if you're not there. That is like get the interesting. Oh, there's water. Okay. Getting close to the ocean. Okay. Let's see if we can get them to come back like this way. If there's the room. Incense, that requires irrigation. I am Gilgamesh of Sumeria and the king of Uruk. Do not be afraid. I am good to my friends. It is an honor to meet you. We would love to sample your hospitality. Your knowledge of writing has advanced considerably. So we have discovered them, and they are very close to us. So I have a feeling that we're going to be fighting for some of the same territory. Animal husbandry has been researched. Choose research. Mining would be important for stone. So let's do that. Hello, Winry. I hope all is well. We're just sitting here playing Civilization 6. It's kind of a slow grinding game. They have finished that. Let's see, City Center. Let's get a builder going. Important to have workers. All right. Change policies. Let's see. What do we have here? Urban planning. God King. I like the urban planning, so we're going to do that. And we have double experience for recon units, +5 unit combat strength. We want to survey first. I think that looks good. Let's go for foreign trade because we already have people around us. That was very nice of them. We have horses. So that is good. We need to figure out what we want to research now. I'm going to say we should probably let's get pottery going so we can get more buildings up. Ross says, if I'm guessing right, this game will have historical fictional characters in it. If you have one, who is your favorite? Ah, I do love the Roman Empire and the stuff that they have completed. Um, maybe not everything that they have done, but the technology that they were able to create and the stuff that they were able to do without the power, without the access of modern conveniences like we have today is just mind blowing. And the fact that we can still see that stuff now is unbelievable. Uh, I think I kind of want to leave that as is at the moment. And we need to choose production. So city center, we don't have anything there. I kinda, we need to get a scout going. Oh, these guys here. Can you automate them? I wish there was a way that you could just automate them. And we have barbarians out. Interesting. Unit needs orders. Oh, okay. So I get my units just got um captured. I see a scout, I see warrior. I don't have anybody here to protect. Need archery. Because we need to be able to protect ourselves. Interesting. I have never seen this stuff before. Pantheon Belief. Desert Folklore, Sacred Path. Oh, today was final episode of the Data Live English dub. Like I said, I lost interest in season 4, so I have not watched 5. God of the Forge. Let's start with that one. There's some interesting things in this, that's for sure. So now we need another builder. So we've got 50% production towards ancient. So we'll go with that route. Let's see, mysticism. Let's do that. We have those guys still wandering around. Well, it's tough to say because this is the first time I have ever played it or seen it played. I do enjoy these strategy games where you have to kind of like figure things out, and that's a minor victory. We're gonna back them up for a minute because they really should heal. But I'm still learning about the game and trying to figure things out. I want to create another warrior. Have them start mining, but the fact they have a guard there is going to greatly help. Let's build a granary. Have you skipped the turn? They have spearmen up there. So that turned out to be a good one. Thank you, Henry. Have a good night. Hope you sleep well. And Ross says I can do a little bit of strategy games, but like all other games, I'm terrible. But I can confidently do visual novels and puzzle games. I do enjoy good puzzle games. Things that help keep your mind going and stuff like that. Let's see, what would be good next? Probably bronze working. Because we've got stuff up here. Cribs, we have copper. Masonry, writing. That's a quick one. So I'll send them back there. Promotion available. Tortoise. I'll do that one. Discovered a natural wonder. That's pretty cool. We've got that stuff going. Tech boost. So I will fortify them until healed. I'll skip that. They can build. We go for the next turn, and then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create another settler. I'm going to probably bring them up top here because there's pearls and fish and a lot of other stuff. Let's build a farm for more food. That's good to know. He likes people who are surrounded by a good military. Purchase an item with gold. I do not have enough to get an archer due to the fact of people there. Okay. So we will back out. Unit needs orders. We shall keep them there for the moment. Now I should be able to purchase an archer. So districts. Interesting. God, this is so much more involved. So bronze working is recommended. So we will do that. I'm going to finish that. Here we're going to purchase an archer because I want to make sure that we have people that are at the ready. Let's have the scout come back through here. We're going to have you fortify there. Oh, wait, that's barbarian scout. If I put you here, can you reach him? All right, so what do we got? Actually, we have a settler being produced right now. So that should cut that in half. Choose the civic. What do they recommend? Mysticism is recommended, and drama and poetry is recommended. Let's do that one first. Let's see how far this barbarian scout goes. And that takes them out of the equation. I'm going to build up around this way, I think. Because this is city-states. Let's get a campus. We'll build a campus district there. So like I said, I'm going to put that up in the corner here. Thinking about a Wonder Ball, huh? And every now and then I'm going to pause so I can check to see if Darren's joining us or not. Because you never know. He might just surprise us out of nowhere. Let's see, 30% production towards building. I kind of like that. Soon I will probably go back up for that, but let's do some drama. Industrial, religious, cultural. Who is the closest to us? Faith in the capital. So I'm not sure what it says to set it on. A Whataburger. And Ross says, "Let's go cultural. I don't want to do with religion." I can agree to that. And now they are where they need to be. Let's see if these guys can get down there. Says they need an order. Found a city. They are going to fortify there. Let's get a monument going. So research. They say astrology failing. That's what we really want because we've got fish here. We're going to have crabs. There's other stuff, pearls. So we're going to have access to a bunch of things. We want to get some stuff. Hello, John. I hope you're having a wonderful night. We're sitting here playing some Civilization 6 tonight. I'm just kind of chilling, having fun. Oh, here is Darren. Hello, Darren.
Hello.
I literally just looked and you aren't there. I'm like, he might join us.
Yep. I was talking with a customer, so he was giving me a hand because I'm injured again.
Oh, you're not supposed to do that.
I know, but stuff happens.
You got to stop hurting yourself. I know you want an isekai, but that's not this soon.
Tell that to my lower back. Nah, I was on my one of my machines and I was cutting kudzu, and when I was backing up, I had vines in my face, so I went to go move them out of the way. Well, me not paying attention, I didn't let my hand off the controls, and I backed right into a tree and sandwiched myself in between the tree and the machine.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, my whole lower tailbone area is killing me. Anytime I go to sit down or bend over. But on the bright side, one good thing came out of it.
What's that?
It cracked my back, and my back has never felt better.
Well, that's a plus.
Not enough to make up for the negatives, but yes, I mean, at least I don't have any back problems.
That is a good thing.
So I'm going to see how this does, because it is preventing me not from working, but from lifting my trailer gate. Which is kind of hard to work if I can't get stuff off the trailer.
Yeah. I can understand that.
I think I'm at the point where I need to find a friend or find an employee that can ride around with me, or at least for a while, because I can't keep doing this to myself.
Yeah, I agree. You need to find somebody that can help you out. But other than that, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I haven't had time to watch anything since Sunday, but I mean, after that happened yesterday, I basically slept the rest of the day. It made me very thankful for my pillows.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because nothing better once you damage yourself than cuddling up with one of those, especially once you get it just right. It makes your posture in bed much more comfortable. So, for those of you that don't have a body pillow, I would highly consider one. They are very beneficial. And more than just looking at your favorite waifu every night.
And Darren and Ross says, "Did you know there's going to be a season 3 on Tsukimichi?"
I never started season 1, so But honestly, as much as I've heard about it, I'm not surprised.
Not to be confused with Sugumomo.
Which was shocking to me. It even got a second season.
Yeah.
Ah. So what game are we playing again, Doug? I missed it.
We are playing Civilization 6. I have not played this game before tonight.
And are you finding these on Steam? Where are you finding them?
On Steam, I've played Civilizations 3, 4, and 5 in the past. I enjoy these games. But this is the first time that I've played 6. Steam had a big sale, so I got a couple of different games to try.
So Gavin ruined your wallet, basically.
I wouldn't say it was Gavin.
But he's the owner of Steam.
Oh.
Gaben, not Gavin.
Oh, yeah.
My friends that play Steam, that have Steam accounts, anytime something happened, they were always like, "Praise Gavin."
This is a very interesting and much more involved game than I was expecting. Granted, 5 was pretty involved.
I wonder if that's the same game that my Taekwondo instructor used to play on the family nights that all of us kids would gather around and watch. This was early 2000s, so maybe it was Civilization 1 or 2. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I do know that like I've enjoyed playing these games in the past. There's a lot to them.
Hold on. This stupid thing will not shut up. Having worked at a Ford dealership, I'm sure you heard that sound quite frequently.
Yeah. John Knight in the chat says Ranma 1/2 remake will stream on Netflix October 5th, and Studio Mappa will produce this anime. And Ross says that he still says Shido should have ended up with Yoshino. Which is an interesting take. Especially considering the fact that, disregarding Yoshino's looks, she is still the same age as Toka. And John Knight says today is National Hot Dogs Day. And hello, Mark. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in and joining us. We're just having some lazy fun here during the week, playing some random games. Stuff that I was going to do anyway, but I always enjoy chatting with our wonderful guests in the chat. And our normal shows are Sunday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, where Darren, myself, and our other co-host Angela talk anime and pop culture related topics. I know, Darren, that you said you were hoping to be able to make it to a event this week. Although I think Darren's Darren switched. There we go.
I was about to say I'm in the waiting room.
When you switch over, just message me because I have the game pulled up on full screen, so I can't see the chat. I have like my phone open for the chat, and
Well,
I
I'm
can't
already
see
switched
who's.
over.
But yeah,
But yes, GalaxyCon Raleigh or SuperCon Raleigh, however you want to phrase it, is next week, and so I'm going to try my best to go at least one day so I can raid the dealer hall and maybe find some good stuff again this year. Because I found a really good hoodie last year.
yeah, we had fun there last year.
Yep, I have to say, and we got awesome T-shirts as well.
We did, which I wear mine all the time.
How often do you get stopped and asked, "Hey, who is that?" or "Hey, I know that"?
Surprisingly, not as often as you would think outside of like anime conventions and stuff. I get more comments on my hat because of the ears. People love the ears on this hat, so
Well, I'll say this. The couple times I have been so rudely woken out of bed to go and open the store, and I know I'm going to be there and I'm going to be gone um, before customers come in, I will wear either that hoodie or my bunny girl one there. And there was one time I went to other stores because I was getting product that we owed them first thing in the morning. And several of the employees were like, "Dang, dude, where'd you get that shirt?" I'm like, "Thank you." Plus, it's always surprising to me when a large time that you get comments on shirts like that is from the female population.
yeah. I think a lot of people up here don't really care half the time. Granted, there are a ton of random like events and conventions and stuff that happen up here.
True.
This game is very involved. Like all of the different things that you can do.
Hey, Ross, you got any barbecue to share with that?
Oh, speaking of which, for us, Darren did make it, so you owe him a Whataburger. Let's switch that out. I guess it looks like they're suggesting those should go in. So we'll do that. Let's see.
Owie, owie, owie. Word of advice to anyone listening. Don't hurt yourself. It hurts. It makes your life very inconvenient.
It does. So ironworking has come in. We want wheel.
Oh.
I always seem to find some of these slow-moving games. I'll be honest, and it might be because I'm like still trying to figure this game out, but I like Civ 5 better. And actually, I'm thinking maybe I should swap games. Maybe I should back out of this. Just because I'm not really feeling this.
You know, I have to say, let me come online and let me go to Adventure Quest. Oh my god, I'm dating myself with that one.
So I think I am. I think I'm going to switch up games. I think I'm going to close this out. Exit to desktop. And then I'm going to pull up a game that I enjoy playing. It's a little bit more faster paced.
Oh, here's one. Here's a game you need to see if you can beat, because this one was always fun to play when I was in school. But that was back when, have you ever heard of a game website called Congregate?
I have not.
Basically, that was like the #1 game website when we were in school to go to. And there was a couple different games that we had. And it was highly competitive for us.
No, not Doki Doki Club, Ross. Since I am a railroad employee, I'd gotten another purchase I made was a 3-pack of games all involving trains. So let's go and play some Railroad Tycoon 3. I have played this before. But since this is for streaming purposes, I am going to start brand new with a new campaign on normal difficulty. And so let's see if we can get this working. We do not want it full screen. Minimize this. It seems like every time I try to bring this up, it changes.
Changes in what regard?
It takes it off of, like it drops it down, and then so we'll do that. Share screen again. So on this one here, this scenario, we need to connect Boston to Buffalo. We do it before 1866. We get the bronze. Before 1861 is silver. Before 1856. Cannot build unconnected track. Cannot resign or be removed. And give people an idea of the map. You can see this is what it looks like. northeastern U.S., all the way to Buffalo. I typically start off around the Boston area, but what I like to do is I like to hit this tab down here, and it kind of shows me the different industries around and what is like good money makers, like that cattle ranch there. You can get good money off of sheep farm.
You know, it's never until you really start thinking about it, but people don't stop to think and realize just how lost America would have been without the railroad system.
Oh, you can't purchase these. Okay. I'm used to the easy mode. I haven't gone to standard mode. So this is... Oh, I have to start a company first.
I gotta go get your business license, even though
There we go.
not really a thing.
We'll call it the AZ Railway.
The Anime-Zing Railway? That's funny.
And we'll use that logo. I bet now there we go. Now I can purchase stuff. So like the dairy farm down here, you can purchase. It costs $950,000. We start with 2.7 million. Important thing is these dairy farms are probably the best thing on this first scenario to buy, because you can get a good return on investment.
So, are you purchasing the farm as a whole, or are you purchasing access rights?
I am purchasing the farm as a whole, so I am the owner of that farm now. So any profit or loss that it gets goes into my funds, so to speak. So it has, like in the year 18, because we're in the year 1840 now. In 1839, they made 202,000 profit. So that's a really good one to purchase. There's another one up here that's 1.1 million, but I'm obviously not purchasing that one. Now I need to buy a train, which we're going to go with the Norris. We will have it a maximum of 4 cars, just because we'll have it be any cargo. I will give it a dining car. That way, any passengers, the dining car will increase passenger revenue by 20%, so we'll make a little bit more money. And this train does have passengers. So we'll go game speed normal. And let's see what happens. And a cool thing about this is you can actually zoom in and ride the train. As they're heading from Boston to Worcester. And I will zoom out because Providence is probably not a bad place to go to as well to get some rail traffic going. But like it says, you cannot build unconnected track. We have a new company, Lowell and Manchester. So that's up to the north here. There's always a company that starts in New York. coming down to Providence. We'll hit that. We can start another train that's Providence to Boston. We'll put the dining car on that. And we'll have that run back and forth. The dairy farm, we're not even halfway through the year. It's already made $111,000. So we've got good income coming from that. Ross says, so because Darren broke his back with fines and stuff, does that make him George of the Jungle?
I did not break my back. Otherwise, I would be talking to you from a hospital room.
We're going to throw that maintenance stuff up there. I kind of want to throw... We'll put a little station down here by that. And milk can go to Worcester. Gets the most profit from it. So we will make this bright. We'll put a caboose on there. And we'll just have him run milk from the dairy farm up to Worcester. I gotta talk like a Boston. Yeah, we're going to Worcester. I know it says Worcester, but they pronounce it Worcester. And I've got Ein sleeping on the couch next to me. So we're slowly getting some income in. Eventually, I'm going to have the track come over this hill down to Springfield, and then the plan is from Springfield, I usually try to do a tunnel through the mountains here and then head up to Albany. Sometimes I'll go to Sometimes I'll head to Hartford and go down to Bridgeport and around. All depends. Oh, New York to Edison, so that's where that one went. Now, what's fun in here is you can attempt to merge with other railroads. You can buy stocks. You can issue bonds. You can do a lot of different stuff. Issue stock. You can see what everybody has for cash on hand. You know, their profits, how good, bad they're doing.
They try to make it as somewhat realistic as possible.
Yeah. You have the little farm down there. Oh, we've come to the end of the first year. Industry list. We made $251,000 back from the $950,000 we spent on the dairy farm. So we've already made 25% of what we spent, and that was just in the first year. So, like I said, that's usually a very good purchase.
Now, can those have bad years where they lose you money?
Oh, yeah. That's where, like, the little world tab down here, where the money thing is, it shows your profitability. And you can see how there are buildings that are highlighted yellow. Like that one that's a risky one. You come up here, you have this grain farm in green. That makes pretty good money for what they want for it. Then you have some that are red, like this lumber mill. It's lost money every year. Oh, happy anniversary. John Knight says that 3 days ago marked his 2nd year anniversary at TJ Maxx. Congrats. Hopefully it's a job that you have enjoyed. I know that not all of us can say that we've worked at places that we really like. Not unlike Darren, who likes everything he does.
Just because I've never changed jobs doesn't mean I enjoy going to work every day. I mean, this morning I was so rudely awoken out of bed by a certain general manager who was not my boss, just to have that phone call followed up by my boss. But to be fair, I was late. My alarm didn't go off.
Whoops. Not your fault. The alarm didn't go off.
No, it is mine because I don't think I said it.
Shh.
But considering I came home yesterday after hurting myself and got in the shower and then got in bed about 12 o'clock that afternoon and then did not leave said bed until 5 o'clock the next morning. But yeah,
Yeah. Since I have the game in a nice little window here, I'm able to move it to where I can see the chat. I also have my Twitch stream open because we are live on YouTube and on Twitch. So hello to everybody out there who's tuning in. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying these gaming streams. Like I said, it's something new. On nights that I feel like playing a game anyway, I figured why not stream and have fun chatting. When Darren's around, he'll come on and we'll just talk about random nonsense, life in general. Sometimes we'll talk anime stuff. That dear anime is still freaking ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. I watched the second episode tonight, and I'm still questioning why I'm watching it.
what, Shikanoko?
Yeah, my dear friend. It's so outrageously stupid.
Well, hey, we watched Aho Girl.
I think I would rather go back and rewatch Aho Girl. I'm not going to lie. Oh, year 2, we gained 278,000 out of the dairy farm. So there's more than 50% of what we spent on it made back in the first 2 years. So that's why that's like a good thing to get like guaranteed money. Sitting with income coming in slowly. We got 480,000. Getting ready to plan my next move. Is it more beneficial to head down to Hartford, around, and back up? I'm thinking it probably is going to be one thing to take into consideration. These hills are bad. It really slows the trains down, and that can hurt your profitability. Because obviously in the real world, a train's not going to go up a grade that steep. Some of Darren's trucks can't go up a grade that steep lately.
Funny you mentioned that. So, guess what happened to my Ranger today?
Uh-oh. Transmission go?
No, the transmission's the least of my problems. So if you're going down the road and then you smell coolant, but then you see steam coming out of your vents, what do you think happened?
Radiator went.
Nope, heater coil.
Well, that's cheap. That's a little cheaper in some cases than the radiator, and it's better than a head gasket.
Yeah, but either way, but still, if the radiator went, wouldn't you be smoking from the engine if you open the hood?
True.
Because when I opened the hood to look at the engine, there was nothing. Everything was inside the cab.
I think to help out with the scenario here, I think I'm going to issue some bonds. It's going to cost about what'd that say, like $4 million to tunnel through this and the bridge to get over towards Albany. So yeah, I need to come up with about 4 million to do that. I've got 500,000 right now. So I don't know if I have good enough credit to get the 4 million. But I also wonder if I should hold off on doing that until I can find, another cattle area where, like that dairy farm's 1.7 million. Granted, it says 1.7 million, but it's not making as much money as this one is. Like, I found the good one right off the bat. That another one? That's another one up there. So yeah, I lucked out by finding probably the best dairy farm. Ross in the chat says Darren needs Candace from Phineas and Ferb, a truck driving girl.
Candace drove a truck?
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
So from Springfield up, that's 4 million. If I went down towards Hartford, I'm sure it would be less than that. And probably a little cheaper to get Poughkeepsie and up, but there's not as much stuff down that way. That looks ridiculous.
I know, right?
I see a lot of people. Ross says that she drove a monster truck in the show.
Well, I'll say this. Say it however you want, but anytime a girl is heard ordering in the drive-thru and then you hear a diesel truck in the background, I do come around to take a look.
Because that's your kind of girl.
Pretty much.
All right, let's see if I can get the money I need. So I've got about 4.5 million. Will this get me across into Albany? It looks like it will. And I think I'm going to do one more bond just so I can get the station I need down. Get that. Get that. And let's...
Now this is up your humor.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I like that. That was good. I give you credit on that one. So we have this one that's going Springfield to Albany. That's a big chunk taken out that we need to do. And then you gotta love these graphics where that goes right through the ground. I don't know if you can see the view there, Darren, but the train goes right through the ground.
Right into the side of the mountain.
So Ross says, in honor of Data Live finally ending today, who is everyone's number one favorite spirit girl? Now, is Data Live done after season 5 now?
It's done. It's done.
It's complete. Okay. I might then, because it's done, go watch. But
You gotta watch Data Bullet too.
I will be right back because it's time for my daughter to go to bed and I just heard her yelling, so I shall return. And we are back. Let's see how we're looking money-wise. Looks like the train went pretty good.
Well, I have to say, depending on how next weekend goes, Doug, I could be broke.
Between your vehicles and a convention.
And potentially a doctor visit.
Yeah.
Because if I don't start feeling better in the next couple of days, unfortunately, that's going to be my next stop.
Oh, investors are annoyed because I haven't gone to anything, built out to anything. But in 4 years, we have made back our entire purchase price of that dairy farm. Right now, trying to figure out the best way to get around this corner and follow the river towards Utica. Now I'm curious, Darren, because I did have the honor of exploring the convention with you last year. What are you looking forward to this year's convention?
I don't know, because quite honestly, I haven't even looked at the guest list. So, I don't even know who's coming this year. You need more money, Doug. More money, more money.
Need more money.
Let's see, who was it that coined that phrase in shipping wars? Was it Mark?
I don't remember.
I think it was Mark that always said, more money, more money, more money. You know, for the longest there would be random shipping war videos in my news feed. But
So let's see.
if you want my opinion, the show went downhill after Roy died.
Celebrity guests. You've got Linda Hamilton, William Shatner, John Bernthal, Charlie Cox, Wilson Bethel, Deborah Ann Woll, Marissa Tomei, Sam Rami, Jamie Kennedy, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Nick Castle, Ron Perlman, Selma Blair, Ernie Hudson, Michael White, Danny Trejo, Richard Dreyfuss, James Masters, Harvey Gillen, Vico Ortiz, Nathan Fode, Con O'Neill, Christian Naran, Jack Dylan Grazier, Will Wheaton. He would be a fun one to talk to if I had the chance. Scroll down past Barry Bostwick's going to be there again.
He must have an agreement with them.
It's possible. Voice actors, you've got Rob Paulson, Cam Clark, Barry Gordon, Townsend Coleman, so you have all 4 Ninja Turtles. Zach Tyler Eisen from Avatar Last Airbender, along with Dante Bosco, Jack DeCina, Gray Delisle, Janet Varney, Sam Witter, Vanessa Marshall, Taylor Gray, Tia Sircar, Tara Strong is going to be there, Robbie Damon, Max Middleman. You've got Ray Chase, Zach Aguilar, Alex Lee, who I would love to have on the show because he's got an interesting story of how he got into voice acting. Abby Trott, everybody's favorite Demon Slayer girl, Nezuko. Johnny Young Bosch, Jody Benson, Christopher Danielle Barnes, Annika Noni Rose. Amalie is going to be there. I'm jealous. Melody is going to be there. Christina V, I've had the honor of meeting. Josh Keaton, Austin Tyndall, Ian Sinclair, Kyle Phillips, Lucy Christian, Michelle Rojas, who we've had on the show a few times. So you have Toka is going to be there talking about Data Live finishing up. Sunny Strait, AJ Beckles, Inaris Quiones, Dana Snyder, Dave Willis, and Larry Kennedy are all going to be there for voice actors. So you got a lot of people that are going to be there. No surprise.
Well, I'm about to say, you saw roughly the area completely dedicated to them last year, and how many booths there actually were.
It's ridiculous how much area there is there. I'm not going to lie. It's like they have so much area dedicated. Boston's got a ton of fright there. What do they have? A lot of milk and nowhere that I go will take that milk. I have to wait. I have to go quite a distance before I could get a profit off of that. Corn's the same way.
Excuse me.
Don't die on us, Darren. I mean, I know it says Darren's dead, but that's just a figure of speech. That's not for real. Other stations have a lot of stuff.
And I keep reiterating, you don't know that reference right there until one of 2 things have happened. You've listened to multiple shows where I've fallen asleep, or you've actually seen Good Loser Kumagawa. Which was the final episode of season 2 of Medaka Box, which I'm really disappointed they never continued. There was so much in that manga that could have been adapted, but it wasn't.
Let's get an express freight train from Albany to Boston. And Ross says, Darren, I haven't seen Medaka Box in years.
Well, Doug and Angela, if they watch the clips I send them, got a peek at it the other day.
I don't always get a chance to watch the stuff you send, and I feel bad because of working and things like that.
Well, it was the one where she said, come along, and the next thing you know, she barely dodges a katana and gets a haircut in the process.
Ah,
And Ross, it was a good show and an even better manga. I'm glad the manga got the finishing, the completion, the ending it deserved. But I just wish the anime had maintained its popularity and actually continued to get adapted, especially after Ayamu and Kumagawa were introduced, because they, to me, were more. I think would have made the story have a lot more flavor.
okay.
Okay, Ross, to answer that question, yes. At the very end of the manga, everybody had lost all their abilities. I forget why. And Zenkichi and Madaka challenged each other to a fight. Zenkichi's condition on if she lost, she had to marry him. And her condition was if he lost, he had to marry her.
So in the end, they got married.
True. But
It
the
didn't matter
question
who.
is, who won the fight?
And that outcome, she did. Because we all know when there's marriage, the woman always wins.
Well, and Madaka had that personality. She was always the dominant one. But at the same time, she was a girl too. So to answer your question, Ross, you could basically say they did. And also, now the real question was, did Kumagawa ever end up in a relationship? And unfortunately, he did not. However, there was a certain someone he had in mind.
And I can make some of those bad jokes because Angela's not here to yell at us.
Brother and sister, Ross. She had both. She had a younger sister that constantly wore bandages. And then she had an older brother. She was the middle child. Also, her brother was extremely doting.
This game's not going as good as the last one I played on this one. But that's okay. It's all part of the challenge.
Yep.
(1846). We're heading to Utica, Syracuse, Rochester, then Buffalo.
Well, Ross, to be fair, that was back when school action was actually pretty good. Not that school action isn't good nowadays, but I think there was a certain taste or a certain mood to those that came out in the early 2010s.
And let's not forget, too, that earlier on with the animes, you always had certain tropes. And you knew that school animes were going to fall along a certain pattern. Main character sit in the back by the window so that they can sit there and stare out. They always have an open seat next to them for the transfer student that comes in from out of nowhere that they accidentally met by running into them on their way to school one morning with toast hanging out of their mouth or something stupid, or running into each other around a blind corner. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. They were many times they ended up being your typical harem ecchi romance, or they ended up being your comedy. And probably one of the greatest ones to come out at that time and continue over the course of several years was Origaru, my romantic love comedy. Or because let's all admit it, Hikigaya was like Medaka Box. Blade Dance was good but more forgettable. And I like Blade Dance, but Medaka Box was the better quality show if you ask me.
And Ross says, okay, really odd or weird question on school action anime. Which was better, around the time Medaka was popular, Medaka Box, or Blade Dance of the Elementals? I can't say because I haven't seen either. So I'll leave that up to our expert, Darren.
Like I said, Medaka Box, hands down. Blade Dance was good, but more forgettable.
I think I know part of what I did wrong, that I normally buy more industries and I only have one. So that's probably why I'm struggling for money, because I usually have more industries that are helping to offset some of these costs.
But tell me, Ross, while we're on that topic, what other anime from that time do you remember watching that you wish had gotten continuations? Because don't forget, that's also around the time Oriimo came out. You know which one I'm talking about, right, Doug?
I believe so. Wasn't that one of those brother sister?
That was My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute.
That's right. I've always wondered about that. Why the Japanese creators have had such an infatuation on, being the sibling love, and more so than just family wise. The sister's in love with the brother is in love with the sister.
Probably because of the taboo aspect of it. And I've asked the same question, and that was just a response that I've always gotten. But the fact it's taboo.
I mean, it makes sense, but sometimes it just seems like it's a little over the top.
Well, and like I've always said, anytime the topic of that comes up, the incest animes, or the ones that perpetrate a stepbrother stepsister relationship, always have stronger aspects of romance, like more tender moments and more, I guess, scenes that pull at your heartstrings more so than your typical romances. And I've never understood why. Like, a lot of times, the scenes are so well written. It's like, why can't your typical romance anime have this kind of special connection, I guess you could say?
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. Campione never watched. Magi never watched. Did
Girls
you watch?
Bravo was your favorite?
No. It was mindless entertainment, but it was far from my favorite. Now, Ross, did you ever watch So I Can't Play H? Yes, Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. I remember that one. And Nakaimo, don't know that one. But So I Can't Play H or Dakara Boku wa H ga Dekinai. Did you watch that one? Because don't forget, this is also around the time Seiken no Quasar came out. Or Quasar. I never watched that one, but ironically enough, I bought the Blu-ray and have been meaning to watch it. Do you remember that one, Doug?
I do not.
Do you remember hearing about it?
I'm not sure.
No, Ross. Lazara was the best girl in that one. I don't care if she was flat-chested. Basically, Seiken no Quasar, the guy got his power from literally doing the thing that Issei what asked Rias if he could do.
Okay. And you'll be happy to know, Darren, I have continued on with the 2.5 dimensional seduction.
Are we on episode 3 or episode 2 now?
I'm not sure. I watched episode 2 the other night.
Surprising turn of events, slightly.
Slightly. Somewhat predictable, somewhat surprising. Episode 3 is dropping on the 19th.
Okay.
So Friday.
So yeah, I'm caught up on that. But yeah. Thank you, Ross.
And I did watch Plus Sized Elf, and I find that anime disturbing as well. I don't think I'm gonna continue that one.
Watch Immoral Guild. It's worse.
I don't think I need to see worse. I want to try to find something that's a little bit better.
Well, hey, it's better than Bikini Warriors. I hated that series. If you're gonna give me mindless ecchi, at least give me girls that are likable. Bikini Warrior had no such girls.
And Ross says, Darren, the mage girl was best girl in Bikini Warriors.
I can agree to that, but the series as a whole still sucked. Oh, here's one for you, Ross. Since you're a romance fanatic, even though the manga didn't get a just ending, still one of my favorite romance anime to this day. I want your opinions on the Serious Girlfriend X. Because I don't think we were on StreamYard whenever we did our top series from various animes, from various genres.
Yeah, I mean, we could always go back and redo those shows too, because I don't think Angela was with us when we went through those lists. Plus,
Never
a lot
seen
of
it.
plus a lot of new shows have come out since then, so our list could change.
Oh, my list has definitely changed on a couple of them.
Is DxD still your number one?
Yes, that's never going to change.
That's never going to change.
Nope. Nope, because I read the light novels. I'm too vested into the lore, the character development, the background of the entire series. So
You know
Ross,
too
no one
much
ever
of the history of it.
exactly, and Ross, no one ever said anything.
Ross, I am glad that you enjoy plus size though. I am not gonna say that it's a bad anime. I'm just saying that watching it, I've realized it's not for me. From what I have seen, it does not interest me in the least, and that's
Now, what if
okay.
this had been? Now, what if this had been 10 years ago?
10 years ago, I don't know, because yes, there is some nudity and stuff in there, but some of it is in context, and some of it is just thrown in there for the sake of throwing it in there. I feel so. A younger me might have been like, "Oh, look, boobies," but at the same point in time, I felt there were better shows out there where you could see boobies, like DxD or Strike Witches or things of that nature.
Or interspecies reviewers.
Which I would like to go back and revisit that. I know that you're not gonna really find that anywhere.
Still,
anymore.
how I managed to get a clip of the dub is beyond me.
I give you kudos on that for being able to actually find a clip that had the dub in it. Considering the fact that Funimation wanted to burn anything that had to do with that show. And I still will stand by that I know who was the voice of Clem. Because their voice is unmistakable.
It's too bad. Well, if you knew them well enough, you could probably give them crap about it if you got a one-on-one session with them, but you'd probably have to kind of whisper it to them.
Oh, trust me, if I see this person, I will probably say something about, I loved your work in this show, just to see what their reaction is.
Because
that's something I would do at a convention.
Because judging by their reaction will confirm or deny whether or not they were a part of this show. Unless they can keep a very straight poker face.
Oh, I will say this much, that knowing this person, there is a chance I could embarrass them, but I would probably word it along the side of, I know you can't confirm nor deny, but I loved your work in X and Interspecies Reviewers. And I would leave it at that.
Tablet, you better not die on me the moment I go to plug you in. Damn it. There we go.
Speaking of needing to plug in, I need to plug my phone in. And oh my god, my Switch has been on this entire time since like 6 o'clock. We're playing Minecraft earlier and it's still sitting there. At least I'm somewhere safe and I didn't die, but that's just funny.
Oh. Okay. Ross, you're going to have to define Irina being saved. Because in the next few volumes of the novel, Issei is going to be the one who needs some help. Then, by the time we get to volumes 13 and 14, it's going to be Gasper. 15 and 16, I think, were extras. I don't remember. 17 and 18, we started going back into the Chaos Brigade, and started getting more involved in that stuff. 18 and 19, we started getting into Trihexa. And just a little background. In the DxD world, there is a rank of the 10 strongest beings in the world. You have already met 2 of them in the anime. Do you think you know who they are? Well, I take it back. You've met 4 of them in the anime.
The problem is I haven't seen the anime in a while, and I've watched so much other stuff that trying to remember everybody is not.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you remember Ophis?
Kinda, sorta.
Do you remember Great Red?
Wasn't that one of the dragons?
He was the larger one. Yes.
That's what I thought.
He was the Dragon of Dragons.
That wasn't the drag, but
that wasn't Drag. That was the actual dragon. That was the bigger dragon that we saw in season 3.
okay.
Another one of the strongest beings you've already met. And that is Rias's brother.
Yeah.
Surzex. And yes, Ross, Opus is a lolly only because Opus is a true shapeshifter. It can literally be whatever it wants. And lately it's been choosing the form of a Lolita girl.
That makes Darren happy.
Not really. But anyway.
I'm just being silly.
So there's 3. Number 4 that was shown in the series, you may not have realized it, but do you remember that Hades was shown? Remember, because I compared him to Ainzel Gome because of how he looked?
Yeah.
He's on the list as well. Not shown in the series, you have Shiva the Destroyer from the Hindu gods. You
And
have
Hestia.
and who?
Hestia?
Anyway, so
That's
Shiva.
an interesting thought that just came to my head. I don't mean to cut you off, but Issei versus Bell.
Sorry, but Issei. I haven't seen the recent seasons, but Issei would mop the floor with him.
And due to recent events where Aqua has kind of become somewhat useful in some of the scenarios in Konosuba, who's more annoying, Aqua or Hestia?
I don't know, because I never really had a problem with Hestia.
I mean, I'd never really liked Hestia. I couldn't say that I hated her, but I was never like the biggest fan of hers. Aqua for much of the series was highly annoying, but at least she has become somewhat useful.
Okay.
And I don't think either of them wear underwear. That's a whole nother subject. So I'm almost to Buffalo. I gotta get through Rochester yet. So we should be able to get bronze, possibly silver. I'm not sure about the gold, just because I poorly mismanaged the money.
Well, but anyway. So Shiva the Destroyer is one of the strongest. Trihexa, which is 666, or the beast of the apocalypse written in the Bible. Basically, if Great Red and Trihexa were to clash, that would mean the end of the world. Period. Those two's power would destroy the world.
Interesting.
Now, I think I've posed this question to you before, but when comparing the strength of Ophis and Great Red, what is more vast and infinite? Ophis's power is based on the vastness of the universe, which, as we know, as far as our comprehension, is infinite. Great Red's power is derived from the dreams of humans, which is more vast.
Interesting.
But anyway, the later volumes of the novel revolves around Trihexa being released, and instead of him being destroyed, many leaders of DXD end up sealing him because in order to combat him, because they know that if he were to be fought in the world, then the world would be destroyed, basically.
Yeah.
And of course, they didn't want him coming across Great Red because that would really mean the end of the world. So the last I remember, Thursdax, Azazel, I want to say Graphia, I want to say Valley, Ajuka, I think, or maybe Ajuka was the one that wasn't sealed. He was the one maintaining communication between them. I stopped at like volume 19 or 20, so, and there's 25 volumes. Because that's around the time that they got licensed by Yen Press, and the ones that I had access to were taken off the internet.
Okay.
Straight, there is no Irina being saved in heaven or her father in DXD. Ross, I honestly don't remember. All I know, as far as Irina goes, she was reincarnated as Michael's ace.
And then a slime.
What?
It's just being so you said reincarnated, I said, and then a slime.
She was
Her true identity is Rimuru Tempest.
Well, she was, and she'd have a lot more power, and she'd be one of the strongest beings in the universe. Because I think in the light novels, John, do yourself a favor and watch the sub.
I'll be honest, I have no issues with the dub. I have not watched it sub, but I have no issues with the dub. I still think that Jade Saxton did an amazing job with Konako.
Not saying that that wasn't a good one. I'm just saying there's a whole different tone to the sub that you're not going to find in the dub.
Oh, I know.
And it changes the perspective of the story if you have to move. As is mine, John. But with the subtitles being somewhat more accurate to what's being translated, they carry a different tone than the dubs. Ross, we don't talk about that.
Oh, we did get the gold.
Oh, congratulations.
So we're able to connect. And I think on that note, since it is 10 o'clock, I'm probably going to call it because we've been playing for 2 hours. Played a little bit of one game, went into a second game, but I know I'm getting kind of tired. I also need to check to see where I fall on the list. And to all of our viewers out there, thank you guys all so much for tuning in because we have a lot of fun just chatting and talking random anime knowledge and hanging out with you guys because you guys are awesome. I know this Sunday, depending on my work schedule, I may or may not be around. If I'm not around, we probably won't have a show due to the fact that Angela definitely will not be around, and Darren does not have the equipment to put on the show by himself. Plus, he probably would fall asleep, and he wouldn't even wake up and know that it was time for a show anyway. And that's not taking a dig at Darren. That's just because of his work schedule, and that's how his life is. But that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful night. You have a good rest of your week, Darren. Hopefully, you're able to get some work done. Don't hurt yourself. Get some rest if you can. And if I lived closer and had the work schedule I have, I probably would do everything I could to help you out.
Well, I appreciate that.
Unfortunately, it's an 8-hour drive, and I don't have the time to get out there. Although I might look into like August or September of trying to put in for some personal days to be able to make it down there. But I will keep you up to date on that.
Okay.
But until next time, I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Thank you again for joining us here on Anime-Zing Radio Game Playing. Until next time, we will see you all back for more fun and excitement here on YouTube and Twitch. Have a wonderful night, all.
Good night.